Hey there, Nikki from Design Delights here, and let's talk about making a Minecraft diamond sword. I've made a few of these, and I'm sure there's several ways to go about making them, but this is how I make them, especially when they're big and I need them to be super strong and stable so they don't fall or break. Okay, as you can see, I've printed out a template because we want the sword to look like it's stabbing the top of the cake. And if you look at my mat, compared to that printout, it's probably about, 10 inches tall, right? So we want it to be strong. So what I like to do is get all of my little squares ready first. And you can see there's 3 shades of blue, 3 shades of brown, and there's black on the outer edges. Honestly, I don't care if it's perfectly color matched the way I do with other things, but as long as it's good enough, you're gonna get the effect. I don't feel that way about everything I make, but in this case, it's fine. Getting the 3 different shades of blue and just making sure it's got that nice teal pop, right? So I'm making all these squares first. And the reason that I make all of them at the same time is because I want them to firm up a little bit, just because they're easily able to be moved, but yet they're still a little bit pliable, so I can manipulate them as I need, okay? I always make a few extra, just in case a couple of them get messed up along the way, so count them out and make a few more. It's always a good thing to do. So the next thing I do, and for this project, I'm using satin ice, but I like satin ice and Saraceno. But for this, I used black satin ice, and I did add a little bit of CMC in it. You can also use black gum paste, black sugar paste. You can add Tylose powder, but this step, you want this to be strong. Okay, this thing that I'm rolling out, this black piece of fondant, I want it to be really strong. So, I also want it to be thick, which is going to help the strength of it. And I'm also making this about a week ahead of time to give it plenty of dry time. I'm rolling it out about 1/4 inch. And I'll tell you right now, you're not going to see this on the video, but I actually end up giving it another back besides the one you see me working on here. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Strong is good when something is big. And tall. So another thing I want to point out is that I'm not working on something that is easily movable. So if you want to move this decoration out of the way, I highly recommend creating this on a piece of parchment paper or something that is easily movable. So once I roll this out, as you can see, I embedded a barbecue skewer in it, and I used something really long because I want it to stick into the cake. And I want it to go down pretty far because that is going to make it even stronger. And now I'm going to build the design by looking at my template, which I have off to the side. I'm going to build the design on just right on top of the back. That way the barbecue skewer is already in place and I don't have to worry about trying to get the barbecue skewer up the decoration and then potentially bending my fondant. So that's why I did it this way. I'm sure there are other ways to go about doing this because there's a million ways to go about doing everything we do. And this is just how I did it and how it works for me. So as you can see, I'm using a couple different tools, my X-Acto knife and a fondant tool to help keep my lines really straight. So as I'm placing these little squares, I'm making sure that all of the edges of the squares line up. When you're doing a Minecraft cake, I feel like creating those really strong pixelated boxy lines is going to make the design and the decorations and the cake look fabulous. They're going to make it look professional, and if you take the extra time to make sure everything is lined up, then that's gonna set your decoration apart. So here I'm cutting everything out. You can use edible glue to put these pieces on, or you can use a little bit of water if everything's still wet. I recommend a little bit of edible glue because then nothing's gonna pop out, okay? And then you can use a silicone tool, see which I'm doing right here, to soften your edges after you cut, okay? And then just let this thing sit for, I don't know, as long as you possibly can. I like to make my decorations a minimum of a week out. And that's what I did. But as you can see, I copied that design, and look how bright and vivid it is. It looks like a Minecraft diamond sword. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you subscribe to my channel and see what we do next.